Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Masterclass Football Club's podcast. I'm Ryan.
I'm Bill,
and
Ryan's grandfather.
And we're here to talk post-game Inter Miami versus Montreal, what we thought about the game, the positives to take, the negatives. First half, we started in a 4-4-2. I was happy to see Kremeski and Rojas in the starting lineup, so cheers to that. I don't agree with not starting in a 4-3-3 formation. I feel that we should have went with something familiar. We could have just had Kremeski and Rojas in the middle and put Gressel on the bench, brought him in later in the game. Based on the way he's been playing, he hasn't really been an offensive product. His defense is okay. His positioning is okay, but I think bringing Kremeski, Rojas, and Busquets in the middle together is the move going forward. Obviously, once we get Gomez back, we can look at that, maybe putting him on the wing as well. The first half, we looked very off. Everybody, the whole team looked a little off. We weren't finding Messi enough in the first half. We weren't creating offense in the first half. We looked like the more defensive team, and Montreal made us pay on the counterattack. Our defense, Christophe being at center back over Avilés. I don't know that situation, but Christophe looks pretty slow. I'm not a big Avilés fan, but I do feel he's a better spot than Christophe at this point. And Frere had a solid game. I think we still, from the back, play calendar too much, and it puts pressure on us. He made almost a huge mistake to Busquets where he passed it, and Busquets had a man on his back, almost gave it away. So it's just the same errors happening, and this is what I don't like about the team, is that we keep running into the same problems, and there's not changes being made. So we're relying on our talent, and thank God for Rojas to hit that 35-yard strike. That's world-class goal right there. And then Suarez getting in to tie us up before the half. That was huge because that gave us all the momentum after about 30 minutes of being dominated. We're able to get a couple back and then step into a new form for the second half. We go up 3-2 on a beautiful goal for Kremeski. But it's just not good enough against a Montreal team who I believe either had one win or was winless in 7 games. They did look good at times, but with our star power, and it showed, we should be dictating the entire game. We should have the majority of the possession. We should be opening up the field to find the gaps between the midfield and the defense to find Messi's feet. But like I said before, it's our midfield that is the biggest issue, and our ability to possess the ball and to move into an attacking direction in our possession. We had Rojas on the wing. We had Kremeski on the wing. Instead of getting these guys comfortable in the middle, we're not really allowing them to. And I believe in the first half, Kremeski was more central, and we moved him out wide in the second half. But he looked uncomfortable with a 2 center mid movement because a 4-4-2 is obviously 2 center mids, 2 outside guys. And Kremeski and Busquets are not in sync like that for them to be creating so much in the middle together. They haven't played together maybe more than once all season. I don't believe Kremeski's even been in the middle. He's been playing on the wing. So, to put those two in there and expect like magic is just a joke. So it looked uncomfortable for all the players. They looked scattered and lost. Calm down after the moments of magic. Got the win. We got the 3 points. Great. But now we're looking at the game. Was that a brilliant win? No. Was that something that we feel the team is progressing after last week? No. Are we missing Jordi Alba? Sure. So this is what it comes down to, is that our coach relies on our talent. He doesn't have anything. He's not bringing a style. He's not bringing a system for us to win these games. We're winning these games based off of what the skill level is that we have. And that will take us far. But will that win us a championship?
I hope so, but the coaching is bad, and the calendar to me is always bad. So hopefully they make some changes, especially with the coach.
What did you think of our play overall? Goalie aside, coach aside, like what did you see?
I saw some good talent there. Rojas is remarkable. So far, there's no criticism of him. This Kremeski, I think he's a good hustling boy, and he's only going to get better, but I think coaching has to come into it to let him play and get him. Like he says, maybe he's not 90-minute shape, but he sure hustles. He's sure he's got youth. He's got it all. Overall, I said that they're a good team. They just need good coaching and somebody they can depend on in the goalie.
Yeah.
Time will tell.
Yeah, and I think, the second half was pretty back and forth. It was kind of open for the most part. There was a lot of opportunities for both teams based on, the game opening up and players getting tired. And I thought Suarez had an outstanding game. I think he worked his ass off.
He's the slickest man on the team.
He drew fouls. He got in the other players' heads. He did his job well. He had a great game. I think Messi had a good game like he always does, but today we didn't see enough of him, and that worries me. And I don't mean we didn't see enough of him at all. We obviously saw him on the ball. He made plays. He made passes. But in the attacking third, there wasn't many clear-cut moments for Messi. And I feel that it's because he's starting so far back to come get the ball because he wants to get in the play, wants to be involved in the flow of the game. And the plays were not being built up for him. And once Rojas came out of the game, we completely lost any ability to keep the ball. Ruiz came into the game, and it was almost like you didn't even know he was there. I don't remember one play that Ruiz made the whole half that he was in. The whole 20 minutes, we'll say, that he was in.
No, he didn't. He didn't get the ball.
No, and Busquets isn't young. Busquets is not able to just be that guy that he once was where he can do the work and then make the pass. Like, he's tired. He's going to get worn down. He's playing 90 minutes every week. He needs a guy in there that's going to do the work for him, like a Gomez or like a Redondo. Rojas puts in the work. I think Rojas was a little lost in his positioning. But that comes from the coach. And
Absolutely.
the coach in a 4-4-2 formation, he went with a 4-4-2 formation so he could get all of his guys in. So he could get Kremeski in. So he could get Rojas in. And so he could get Gressel in too. But that's not what we're looking for. Sometimes you have to, as the coach, you have to make tough calls to, light a fire under the guys that are not performing well enough to be starters. And that's okay. That's okay that they're not starting. That's okay that they're not producing like a Gressel is not producing right now. He's not playing well. And he doesn't deserve to be a starter right now. And that's okay. Maybe that lights a fire in him to be even better than we've ever seen. He comes off the bench, makes things happen. As a coach, you need to be able to see these things, and he doesn't. This coach does not choose to. He chooses to pick what he wants to do, and it keeps taking away from the flow of the game. It takes away from these players. And I feel that these players actually respect this guy too much, and they're giving him too much of a leadway because of, he coached Messi at Barcelona. Whatever his story is, it doesn't matter to me. As somebody who's just watching the game, I'm not thinking about that guy's past. I could care less what he did. If he's good right now, he's great right now. If he coached, a youth team in wherever, the United States, his whole life, and was great now, that's all that would matter to me. I don't care about his past. I don't care about his status. And this is what needs to get rooted out, is giving this guy leadway because of who he is or what his name is or was. Because his soccer IQ is very low and these players are suffering because of it. We should be blowing out Montreal. We just beat the Red Bulls 6-2, who are a much better team. They have star power. Smoked them. And that was playing in a 4-3-3 formation. Why would you change the formation? To get the right players in your mind? All you got to do is put the right players in with the same formation, and you're going to blow this team away. But instead of doing that, let me change it up again. And now nobody knows what to do. Nobody knows how to play their position or what their role is or what they're expected. And then it's like, yeah, we're just going to wing it. They wing it every week. It's something new. It's new players. I understand there's injuries. We've talked about that. But it's got to change with this coach having a system. Let's make David Beckham the coach. Let's make, somebody that builds a system. Inter Miami has to have an identity, and it can't be Messi.
Well, we do need a coach. You hit the nail on the head. That's where it all lies. It's very obvious that the team's got the power, but he just doesn't make good changes.
He doesn't. He made poor subs, and then he brings in who did he bring in at the end?
Ruiz.
He brought in Ruiz and he brought in Bright, but he also brought in the striker Leo Campana.
Right.
And he brought him in for Suarez in the 90th minute.
And
if you're gonna take Suarez out of the game, take him out in the 80th minute latest. Give him an actual break. He can play the last 4 minutes or 5 minutes. You know what I mean? And it's Campana's what am I, the 90th minute man now?
Yeah.
That kills your confidence as a player. And I'm not saying that he should even be starting, but if you're gonna bring him in the game, bring him in to give Suarez a break and to get fresh legs in the game, not to just go out there for a high five and then walk off the field. It's just so silly.
He's not a coach.
No, he's not a coach, and he's not doing the things that a real coach would do. He's doing the things that a guy who is clueless and who is relying on talent and picks favorites would do. And that's what he looks like. And I don't know about this Drake Calendar situation. I hear that we're supposed to be getting Romero, who was Argentina's keeper in the 2018 World Cup. I'm sure there's other options they're looking at, even in the MLS. Guys want to come to Inter Miami, of course. Look at the star power. We can get somebody that wants to play for us, that can actually use his hands, use his brain, kick the ball to our team, do normal things that a goalie does as a goalie.
Yes.
So
yes, we should be able to.
We
Come
need
on,
that.
Beckham.
Yeah, we need a goalkeeper. I think everything else is really fine. I think Negri is a good, solid backup for Alba. He's not great, he's not nothing special. He makes mistakes, but he's a workhorse. That's all I care about. If you work as a defender and you can connect a pass, that's fine. Wegon on the right, he's nonstop. He's working the whole game. He makes hard tackles. He finds a pass. That's your job as a defender, is to be able to keep possession for your team after you win it. If you can stop guys and then get the ball to your team, you're a Class A defender. You don't have to be world-class Dani Alves, win the ball, play tiki-taka with Lionel Messi and go score goals. You don't have to be that guy. That guy is the legend of legends, All you have to be is a guy that can create a positive impact on a play, as in defend, win ball, pass ball. That's it. And that's what Negri does. He does it great. Now we get Jordi Alba back. He's world class. We're going to do better, obviously, because now we have an attacking threat who knows how to find Messi, who looks to create offensive opportunities. You know, Jordi Alba is another legendary player. Jordi Alba is another legendary player, and it's important, you know, for him to be on the team. But, you know, it's kind of getting on my nerves that these players are saving the coach, you know, and I was almost in a way hoping that we tied tonight, in a crazy thought, because I'm like, maybe this will help the coach to get kicked out. Like, because if we're tying Montreal, like, with this team, it's not a good look for the coach. And even winning 3-2 isn't a good look. After winning 6-2 against Red Bulls, it doesn't make sense. So we'll see what happens, but tonight was not a good night. I don't know if it also had to do with, you know, taking them lighter, because they were like, we just beat the Red Bulls. But it starts with the coach.
But he did start a good lineup.
He did. He did. He started the right players. Now let's get the right formation. Now let's get the right system. Now let's get the right.
But does he have the ability to do it?
No.
He may have been
He has the ability. He has the ability to do the right players with the right formation. He doesn't have the ability to create something. He's not a creative guy. He's not a thinker. He sits on the sidelines. He whines at the ref all game, puts his hands up in the air, and that's about it. That's all you're getting from him. You're not getting like this wizard that's like, yeah, this is what we need to do, and this is. He's just not that guy. But he has wizards on his team, and he expects them. They're old enough now to be coaches themselves as well, so they can pretty much coach the game. But still, you come up with the formation, they respect you, so you have to do these things the right ways, because now, next week, they're going to play in a 4-3-3, no doubt. They're going to play with Rojas in the middle, no doubt. You know, if they do not do that, that's another red flag. But these red flags keep coming, so we'll see if Beckham steps in. And we'll update you guys, you know, next week. But thank you guys so much. And yeah, we'd like to hear from you guys as well. Definitely let us know in the comments what you thought of the game, what you thought of the analysis, and if there's anything else you would like us to create, if there's other topics on the game or other leagues, whatever you guys would like, we can speak on these things. And yeah, please, if you haven't yet, subscribe to the channel. And we'll be back with much more content for you all. And last share from Pop here.
Okay. Isn't he great? Good night.
Good night, guys.